I'm making Parmesan risotto. This will be served with my braised beef flanks that I did earlier. So let's get started. On Darlene's table. Risotto, Parmesan cheese, fine chopped onion, butter, wine, garlic, olive oil, and my chicken broth, which has to stay hot. Some olive oil, a couple of tablespoons of good olive oil. Add a pat of butter. All right, we'll start with the onion, finely minced onion. Garlic. And another pat of butter. We'll saute this till the onion softens. And you can really smell the garlic. Now I'm going to add the arborio rice. We want every grain to be coated. So we'll stir until that happens. I'm going to add the white wine. And we're going to stir this until the wine is all absorbed into the rice. Now you can't make this with plain rice. It has to be arborio rice. Now that the wine is absorbed, we'll start ladling one ladle at a time of the chicken broth. And you'll stir this, I'll stir this until it's absorbed. And I'll continue to do that until all 5 cups of broth have been absorbed by this rice. We're doing this on a medium-high heat. It's not something you can just walk away from. You have to continue to stir this. You see how it's almost all absorbed. Another ladle. It takes about 30 minutes. It's a slow process, but it really is worth it. All right, that's the last ladle I'm going to add. I had a little extra chicken broth in there. After it's absorbed, then we'll add some butter, a cup of the frozen green peas. I'm going to mix this up real well. You want this rice to be al dente, which means firm but tender. And now I'm going to drizzle some olive oil over the top. Now I'm going to add about 3/4 cup of the Parmesan. I'll save the other 1/44 of a cup to sprinkle over it when it's served. And now this is ready to serve. Risotto with Parmesan and green peas. Risotto is such a satisfying dish, so creamy and savory. It's really a meal by itself, but when paired with braised beef shanks, you'll feel like you're in a fancy restaurant. It does take a bit of effort, about 30 minutes of stirring. It takes that much time for the rice to soak up the broth, but trust me, it's well worth the effort. When it's done, the texture is more like a creamy pasta. You will need to serve as soon as possible. It can get sticky, and if it does, just reheat and add some broth. It's a great recipe which you can find on my website, darlenestable.com, with all the ingredients and directions on how to make this dish. I have also included a direct link to the recipe in the video description. I know you will enjoy eating this and preparing it. Now, on to the next recipe, so please hit the like button, subscribe, and tap that notification bell. That way you can keep up with what's going on Darlene's Table.